Oh, hi, I'm Jeff, and it's starting to get nice and springy and warm in New York, so let's talk about gin and tonics. Well, kind of. Let's talk about an incredible gin and tonic inspired cocktail called a Bleecker St tonic. It was invented by my good buddy Chris McLeod over at Dutch Kills in Queens, New York, a place I highly recommend going to. And besides tasting extremely good, what appeals to me most about the Bleecker St tonic is that it does not contain tonic water. Don't get me wrong, some tonic water can be great, but the really good stuff that's vibrant and not overly sweet is A, kind of pricey, B, takes up valuable fridge space, C, only really serves one purpose, making gin and tonics, and D, isn't that fun to use if you're a psycho like me who enjoys putting a little work into their drinking and doesn't achieve full joy from pouring gin and tonic water together. Instead of tonic water, the Bleecker St tonic derives its bracing quinine flavor and botanical complexity from Gran Classico bitter, a modern Amaro based on a 19th century recipe from Turin. Not only is it incredibly delicious and more cost-effective than keeping really nice tonic water around, it's also multi-purpose. It subs in incredibly well as a drier alternative to Campari in drinks like a Negroni or Boulevardier, or even the Mosquito I made up on the roof a while ago. And best of all, when you make a Bleecker St tonic, you can get that all-important feeling of having made a thing yourself without pre-made mixers. So let's put one together. First, we're going to need a 1/4 ounce of honey syrup. This is just honey that's been cut with hot water for easier pouring. Then we'll add 1/2 ounce of fresh lime juice. Bars often garnish gin and tonics with lime, but I love that the Bleecker St calls for a bit of actual juice in the mix. It just guarantees a brighter, more well-rounded drink, imho. Next into the tin is 1 ounce of the lovely Gran Classico. And last and most specialist is 1 ounce of Navy Strength gin, which essentially just means overproof. This is a terrific ingredient to keep around for gin cocktails that feature another important supporting player like the Gran Classico. It allows you to use less gin while still keeping the booziness level balanced, making room in the glass for those other ingredients. Whereas a standard gin and tonic might call for 2 ounces of gin that clocks in at the usual 40 to 45% alcohol, we can get a similarly balanced drink by using 1 ounce of Navy Strength gin, which comes in at 57%, then using 1 ounce of a less boozy product like Gran Classico, which is 28% booze. So we'll just take one small hunk of ice and whip these ingredients in our Boston shaker to get things combined, aerated, and frothy. Okay, great. I can't hear the little pebble of ice anymore, which means it's been incorporated and our whipping is done. For glassware, we want something chilled and tall. Ideally something that holds 11 or 12 ounces, nothing too gigantic if you can help it. Otherwise, you'll be inclined to add too much seltzer and water down your drink. For ice, I always try to go for something that fills and fits the shape of the glass as much as possible to slow down the melting process, so we will use a spear of dense clear ice here. You can certainly get away with using cubes here, but if you do, fill it up to the top, because too many times you get gin and tonics with 3 ice cubes and they melt in 30 seconds. A crowded glass is a cold glass. So let's fizz this thing up and drink it. First, we'll add a small amount of seltzer to the tin. For me, the fizzier the seltzer the better, that's why I like to make my own. Now we'll pour that out over our ice. Then fill to the top with seltzer, or use a bit less than this if you've got a big glass. I'll give it a quick mini combine with the metal straw, which I love using because they make cold drinks feel even colder. And I'll garnish it with a lime wedge for that classic G&T look. Okay, time to drink a Bleecker St tonic. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, everything you want from a really good gin and tonic is here, but better. The quality of the bitter herbs and botanicals in the Gran Classico just crushes what you find in most pre-made tonic waters. The sweetness is just barely there from the honey, but dialed way back from what you get in sugary tonics. You get the bright lime and the strong punch from the Navy Strength, reminding you that it's very much still a gin drink. Yeah, it's perfect. Good job, Chris from Dutch Kills. I'm gonna really enjoy this now. Bye.